Hello friends, welcome back. In this video on interview preparation series, we will be quickly going through some important issues or topics that are likely to appear in your interviews or based on which questions will be asked to you in your interview. So we will be going through those issues or topics in a very quick and fast manner so that you get the idea regarding the importance of the issues. The purpose of this video is not to give you the details regarding the issue, but that will be too much time consuming. The idea is to invite your attention to these issues and prompt you or to motivate you to read more and learn more about the issues, understand a lot of facts about the issues because these are important issues. The questions are likely to come in your interviews based on these issues, not just in your interviews, in your GDs, WTs, etc. These could be figuring. So that is why we will be going through these issues in a quick manner. And the articles are already circulated in my WhatsApp group. So if you are new to this group or if you are watching this video for the first time, please join the WhatsApp group. The link is provided in the video description. So all the articles that are relevant and important for you will be circulated in the WhatsApp group for your reading so that you can read and recollect and save and do all those things that will be helpful to you in improving your interview preparation. All right, so we'll straight away go to the important things. So the first thing that is important from especially this issue is especially important for law graduates or people who have studied law or people who have studied management or studying management. So this is about international diplomacy. So you might be knowing that this Pannoon issue, this what is the full name of that particular person? Gurpatwant Singh Pannoon. He had made a private lawsuit against the country of India in the Canadian court. So, US court, sorry, not the Canadian court, US court. So, this was because some raw officials or somebody connected with the research and analysis wing, they were accused of plotting to kill certain Khalistani leaders based in Canada and USA. So, this was the issue. So, as one person was arrested in USA and he was found or he was supposed to have some connections with research and analysis wing. So, based on this particular arrest and this particular this thing, this person has now filed a private suit in a US court, and the Indian government is being charged as the defendant. So Indian government, especially the research and analysis wing former director Samant Goyal, as well as the present national security chief Ajit Doval, they are named as the accused, and the court has summoned, issued certain summons on based on this lawsuit. So the question that could be asked to you is, as per international law, is this correct, or whether any court in a different country can issue summons against the officials of another country, and these officials were acting in an official capacity. So whether they have diplomatic immunity, and what is the way forward for India, whether India will respond to the summons, and all these kind of questions will be asked to you. This is particularly relevant for people who have studied law, and for other people who have studied international relations, diplomacy, all these things. And it is also important for general candidates because you should know what is happening in the world, what is the relationship international diplomacy, what are the nuances of international diplomacy, all these things you are supposed to know. So this is a likely question, and this underlying issue also, all general candidates should know about the underlying issue. There were a lot of issues between India and Canada some time back because of this Khalistani separatists and the Indian government pursuing the Khalistani separatists through certain agents, and a lot of accusations flying thick and fast against each other. So during the G20 summit in India, the Canadian Prime Minister had certain issues. There were a lot of problems. He was detained. So you might be recollecting all these things. So this is why this has is a major diplomatic problem between India and Canada. Now it has spilled over to the USA also. So what could be the how India could handle this situation, or what could be the things that are likely to figure in this particular problem? All these things you need to understand. So this is an important thing that you have to follow. Right. Another important thing is about these central PSUs adopting 5 lakh spots for cleaning and beautification. So you know that there is a Swachh Bharat Abhiyan going on in India, Swachh Bharat mission rather, and it is the now the third phase of the Swachh Bharat mission is going on in India. So what is Swachh Bharat mission? What are the objectives of Swachh Bharat mission? What was Swachh Bharat mission 1? What is Swachh Bharat mission 2? So these things you are supposed to know. It is a very big project of Indian government, and when was it started, and what are the objectives? Now the central PSUs are also coming into the scene. They have been allotted certain particular spots for maintenance and cleanliness, so that these public areas are kept clean and visually very hygienic. So that this is the purpose, and these particular areas are known as cleanliness target units, and these target units will be allocated to different central public sector undertakings, and each public sector, it will be the responsibility of each PSU to maintain that particular CTU for a long time. So this is the scheme, and it is a very, very unique scheme in the sense that these kind of innovative schemes will help us to make our cities and our villages very clean and visually hygienic and all these kind of things. So this is now being done in India for the first time. So the question that could be asked to you is, what is about Swachh Bharat mission? What are the objectives of Swachh Bharat mission? Which department or ministry is overseeing the Swachh Bharat mission? When did this mission start? What is the motto of Swachh Bharat mission? All these things you could be asked, and then about this particular initiative of PSUs. And one more question could be, if you are appearing for a job interview in any corporate, they will ask you whether private corporates also can take part in these kind of initiatives, and whether is there any responsibility for corporates to get themselves involved in these kind of projects or schemes envisaged by the government of India as part of corporate social responsibility. So your opinion regarding all these things could be asked to you. So this is an important thing that you should be knowing about. Another thing that is of importance is, you might be knowing about the death of a E&Y staff, or a E&Y young chartered accountant who was hired by Ernst and Young as a assistant manager, and she was working there and she got overworked and she collapsed and died. So this has now become a very big issue in India. It is now there is a very big debate going on whether the corporates are overworking the people, especially the young people who are afraid to say no to many things that are given verbally to them. The outside the normal duties that are assigned to them, there are other duties given to them. They are not even allowed to sleep during the night. So the youngsters, especially because they want to protect their job, or they are scared of losing their jobs, so they will be working themselves to death. So this kind of situation would. And what is the labor ministry doing so far? So instead of investigating this matter after it has happened, labor ministry has a job to do. It is their duty and responsibility to ensure that all the corporates as well as the private and public undertakings in India follow the labor codes, or there are certain labor codes that are envisaged by the labor ministry, or the certain rules and regulations that all the institutions have to follow. But the labor ministry is not bothered about implementation or ensuring that these things are implemented. So this whether the labor ministry is responsible partially for the death, and what about the E&Y management, why they are doing that? And this is not a problem confined or that is related only to E&Y. Almost all corporates, whether they are in the public sector or in the private sector, they have this kind of habit. And it is not just youngsters, even the senior people are sometimes subjected to this kind of harassment. So whether what is the way out, what is the situation, what is your opinion? All these things are very, very important. So this becomes a very important topic for you. Please try to learn more about this issue. and form opinions because this could be a vital question for you in your interviews. All right. Another important thing is this one, the Harappan civilization or the Indus Valley civilization. Right. So today is the centenary of the discovery of the Indus Valley civilization, or the news regarding the existence of Indus Valley civilization was first published on September 20th, 1924, exactly 100 years ago. So you should know something about the Indus Valley civilization. What is its important? What is importance? What is unique about the Indus Valley civilization? When was the period of Indus Valley civilization? Which are the main Indus Valley sites? Where are they located? Which are the sites in India? Which are the sites in Pakistan? Where is Mohenjo-daro? Where is Harappa? Which is the largest Indus Valley site? Which is the oldest Indus Valley site? All these kind of questions could be asked you because it is a very, very important thing connected to our culture and our civilization. So you should know as a candidate for any interview, you should be knowing about this. So that is why this article will give you a lot of insights into the questions that I have given right now. So just by reading this article, you will get a lot of information. So please go through this article. It is again a very important issue for about which you should have knowledge. All right, one more article that is useful to you is the this particular editorial regarding simultaneous election. So we have already discussed about the one nation, one election project that has been given approval by the Union Cabinet yesterday. So there will be a lot of questions about this in your interviews, irrespective of which category or which job you are applying for or which institution you are going for, because this is a very important issue that concerns the whole of India. So you will be asked questions about what do you think your opinion is about the one nation, one election system? What are the advantages? What are the disadvantages? So this article will give you some idea regarding the disadvantages. The article is mainly focusing on the disadvantages, but there are certain advantages also. So as a person, do not blindly go by only this article. Try to see both sides of the story in any issue. This is very important. You should try to learn both sides of the story. So even though this article is giving only about the disadvantages, you should also know about the advantages, why the government is proposing the one nation, one election scheme. And by weighing all the pros and cons, you have to make an opinion regarding whether this is good or bad for the democratic system of India. So that is what you have to do by reading this article. Yes, another very important article is this one. This is actually an interview, but this interview is a very, very relevant interview because this question has already been asked in many management and non-management interviews previously. In the group discussion, also this was a subject, whether children should be allowed access to social media or children should be allowed access to digital gadgets. That is the question. So this basically how why it has now come into the discussion again, because the Australian government has enacted certain restrictions for children using social media and children using digital platforms. So that is how this has now become again a serious discussion. So because children are now seriously or increasingly appearing or figuring in social media, becoming active in social media, using digital gadgets. So this is affecting the behavioral psychology of children. It is also affecting their studies. It is affecting their focus. So a lot of problems are there because of children doing too much of digital activity, and their digital footprints are becoming more and more. So whether they should be restricted, whether is there any need for making certain laws and implementing the laws so that children are actively barred from using social media. All these questions are relevant questions. These have already been asked many times in interviews. You should form opinions. This is a very important thing. So just by reading this article, you will get a lot of insights. It is a very detailed and a very good article. So please read this article. You'll get a lot of insights into this particular issue. All right. Another issue is about the shipping problems that are faced by Indian exporters. Why Indian exporters are now facing a lot of shipping problems? Because you know that in the Gulf of Eden there is a conflict, and the Houthi rebels and the terrorists who are based in Yemen and Houthi, they are attacking the cargo ships which were passing through the uh, uh, Suez Canal. So Suez Canal is a shortest way from reach the European countries and the US, the eastern coast of US from India and from Asian countries. So a lot of shipping cargo traffic was going through the Suez Canal. So now, because of the attacks that are happening in the Suez Canal, the ships are not going through that route. It is adopting the different circuitous route through the Gulf of Cape of Good Hope. In that, through the African Cape they are going, and it is taking a longer time. It is also more expensive for exporters. So the container traffic has become very slow, because the containers, once the containers are shipped from one port in India, it has to reach USA and come back, means it takes a lot of time. So there is a container scarcity, there is a scarcity for cargo ships, as the ships are taking longer duration, and it is also increasing the cost of shipping, as a result of which the cost of goods exported from Asian countries into Europe and USA has become larger. So it is affecting their competitiveness. So a lot of Indian exporters are now getting reduced business or losing business because of this. So government has now taken cognizance of this issue, and government is now initiating certain steps to unclog the shipping problems of exporters. So this is something very important issue. So this is an article that will give you some idea about what is going on. All right, now we'll look at some business news. So, if you might be aware that the U.S. Central Bank, the Federal Reserve, has decreased the interest rates that are applicable in the USA. So, yesterday there was a 0.5 percentage decrease in the interest rate. So, this particular news item is important for people who have studied economy, commerce, chartered accountancy, etc. So, the question that could be asked is, what is the impact of this reduction in interest rate on Indian economy? So, whenever USA being the leader of global economy, whatever happens in USA, it has impact and repercussions all over the world. So, when the US economy is reducing the interest rate, what will happen? The money will become cheaper in USA. So when money becomes the availability of money becomes cheaper in USA, the US companies and corporations, they want to take advantage of that by investing in countries where the interest rate is higher. So India is having a higher rate of interest than USA. So because of the interest difference, which is called arbitrage, what will they do? The US corporates will be investing the money, the cheaper money available from USA into Indian companies. So the Indian economy is likely to have a boost. This is the expectation, but there are a lot of other factors involved. So that is why this particular news item is talking about that move that was done by US Fed yesterday. But it has not ignited the Indian equities bonds, only rupee and currency and gold as a result. So this is about the immediate impact. So yesterday it happened. So in the in the Indian market there was not much of a reaction, but gradually the reaction will come. So what will be that reaction? How it is going to play out? All these are things that are going to be asked to economic graduates, commerce graduates, chartered accountants, cost accountants. So anybody who is connected with these kind of things, this question could be asked to you. So this is something you need to be aware of. So please try to uh, understand the implications of interest rates and global economy, equity markets, bond markets, the commodity markets, how interest rates are affecting this, and what is the relationship between inflation and interest rate. That also is a very important thing about which you should be having very good knowledge. All right, another article on the same issue. Our chief economic advisor of Indian government, Ananda Nageswaran, he has made a statement that the rate cut will benefit emerging economies. So India is one of the emerging economies. So India is going to be benefited. That is the main point. Another thing is about the news item by the Secretary for the Ministry of Electronics and Information Technology, S. Krishnan. So he has made a statement that India is going to become a major semiconductor exporter. We have discussed about the importance of semiconductor industry and how India semiconductor mission. India is now giving a lot of focus on the semiconductor development sector in India. The India Semiconductor Mission is a scheme that is drawn that's been drawn up for development of the semiconductor industry in India. A lot of semiconductor parks are coming up. We have discussed this in our previous videos on interview preparation. So this is again one more news article that will help you to understand is the significance of semiconductor industry and how India is planning to become a major semiconductor exporter in the coming years. So this is something that will reinforce and your memory regarding the semiconductor industry and its importance. Another important thing is about the declaration or an announcement made by the Minister for Surface Transport, Mr. In Gadkari. So what he has stated that the logistics cost in India will fall to a single digit. Means as a percentage of GDP, how much is the cost that we are spending on logistics? So this article or this issue is relevant for people who have studied logistics, supply chain management, etc., transportation, shipping. So all these things are the people who have some connection to these kind of areas or people who want to work in these kind of areas, logistics or supply chain management. You should know something about what is the problem regarding logistics in India and what is the initiative taken by Indian government to reduce the logistic cost. There is a program going on called the PM Gati Shakti, Pradhan Mantri Gati Shakti Yojana. It is to develop the infrastructure of India by developing world-class roads, railway network, shipping network, airports, seaports, then cold storages, warehouses, etc., so that the manufacturing capacity of India can be completely utilized through swift transportation of goods. See, the India is now mainly competing with China. China is our major rival in manufacturing and exports, and so our manufacturing capacity is almost equal to China. But our problem is that because of the problems in logistics and infrastructure, we are not able to deliver the manufactured goods to the international customers within the shortest possible time. Whereas China is able to do that. In China, the maximum time they take to deliver goods from Chinese factories to anywhere in the world is 15 days, whereas in India it is 45 days, almost three times. So this is because of the logistic problem or the transportation problem and the shipping problem that is there in India. So in order to develop the transportation, shipping, warehousing infrastructure in India, the PM Gati Shakti plan is being has been launched and it is going on in full swing. So this is why once it is completed, the logistic cost is going to come down to a single digit. This is the claim made by Nitin Gadkari. So this is something that you should know about. So just don't confine yourself to just the news. Think about the background of the news and all the connected information. I have already told you that whenever you need any particular news item, you have to think about the connected information and why this news item becomes a relevant thing. So if the why the newspaper found it important to publish this because this is something important. So why it is important? You have to think about in that line. So when you think in that line, you will be able to understand the implication of these kind of things. Another important news item is a report made by Standard and Poor Global. It is a research company, S&P Global. So what they have stated that India is going to become the third largest economy by financial year 2031. So now, right now, we are the fourth largest economy. So USA is the largest economy in the world right now, followed by China. Then third is Japan. So fourth is India, and fifth is UK. So this is the order. So now it says that India is going to overtake Japan by 2031 to become the third largest economy, and for which there are certain things to be done. So again, the infra problem. So we have talked about the infrastructure. So this is again discussed here, and the benefits of trade. So India has got a lot of benefits because we have a good English speaking workforce, and the cost of manufacturing in India is very less compared to other countries. So, and we are having skilled workforce. Our only problem is infrastructure. So that is, again, we come back to the PM Gati Shakti issue. So all these things are connected. So when you read or when you start developing this habit of reading and following economic affairs, you will understand that a lot of things are connected, and you are able to read and understand things without too much of a problem. Only thing is that you need to learn the background a little bit. Once you are comfortable with the background, your learning becomes easy. Alright, another important thing is about how AI can be effective in delivering good customer service. So this is an important topic for all candidates, where whatever area or field you are working, or whatever course you are going to study, this is something you need to know, because mainly customer service is the key to the success in any business. So how you can leverage AI to deliver very good customer service. So the lot of important points are given in this particular article. So please make it a point to read this article and memorize the points, so that if this kind of questions are asked to you, you can easily answer. This is going to be a definite question in any management interview. So please read this article and follow up with some additional information on the connected issues. Again, the same thing. See, this is why I told you, once you understand the things, many things become connected, and you can easily connect the logic. So again, the Red Sea problem, and how why shipping costs and container crunch is figuring the toxic Piyush Goyal. Piyush Goyal, he is the Minister of Commerce. So, and so he has now he is also seized of the situation, or he has understood the situation, and there was a discussion between the exporters, and he says that he is aware of the issue, and that they are trying to initiate certain measures to solve the issue. So that this article again will help you to reinforce your idea regarding the problems faced by exporters as far due to the geopolitical tensions which are going on in the Middle East. Another important, very important thing is the which is India's most valuable brand as per Kantar's brands report. So every year, this kind of ranking of companies by different agencies will be coming out. So you need to keep track of this, because it's a regularly asked question. So you need to know, if you are a person who is going to corporate management, you should know about this kind of rankings. So as per Kantar's brands report, the TCS is the most valuable brand in India for the year 2024. It is followed by HDFC Bank and Airtel. So all these things are given. Lot of information is given, but you need not think about all the information. You only have to know about the important brands, or the top brands in India as per this Kantar's brands report. TCS, which has a brand valuation of $49 billion, followed by HDFC Bank 38 billion, and Airtel 29 billion. So this value also you need to know. So recently another ranking had come. Time Magazine had ranked the companies in India. So as per Time Magazine's rankings, HCL Tech is the best company that is based in India. So this is ranking by Time Magazine. So that newspaper report also had come 2 3 days ago. So that is something again important. So please take note of these kind of rankings and which institution or agency is doing the ranking. That also you should know. So for the Kantar brand report ranking 2024, TCS is the best brand in India, followed by HDFC Bank and Airtel. Another very important thing. That's all. Okay, I think that's all for now. So I have quickly given you the certain articles or issues that are very important from the interview point of view. Please try to read the articles. Articles are already provided to you in the WhatsApp group. People who are not members of the WhatsApp group, please join the WhatsApp group by clicking on the link that is provided in the video description. If you have liked the content, please like, share, and subscribe so that I get motivated to come out with further videos. Thank you. Bye bye.